Hey there, it's Mackenzie here from Grad Jobs. I'm just continuing my previous piece of content on being positive. So I gave 5 tips for being positive, and I've shared that below so you can go and check that out if you haven't already. So I'm just going to get into it. So I gave 5 tips before. The next 5 are as follows. Number 1, sleeping really, really well. I'm going to just write this down here. So sleeping well is incredibly important, but most people don't really think about it. They get tired at the end of the day and they fall asleep. They usually set an alarm for a certain period. They wake up. Usually people are tired when they wake up. They go about their day, and then when they get tired again, they go to sleep. That's pretty normal. No one really thinks, very few people think about sleep as being important, but trust me, sleep is incredibly important. I went, most of my life without tracking sleep. But as soon as you start really taking sleep seriously, things will completely change. So what do now? I track my sleep every single night. I use a ring called an Oura ring so that I know how much deep sleep am I getting, how much REM sleep am I getting, all these sorts of metrics. This is incredibly powerful because it will tell you how good your sleep has been, and therefore how ready you are to face the day. And without having a measurement, it's hard to know what is helping you sleep well and what is stopping you from sleeping well. So I'd highly recommend taking sleep seriously. For me, it has changed everything. Every day I'm more focused, I feel cleaner, I feel happier, I feel more full of energy, and as a result, I'm feeling a lot more positive because I'm sleeping really, really well. So if you're not focusing on sleep, or you haven't focused on sleep before, I highly recommend getting that sleep in check. Okay, there's lots of things you can do, lots of things that impact a good sleep. Just a few though, for you to take out and take action on. First is going to bed at a consistent time. That really, really helps. Not eating too close to bedtime. Usually you want at least a couple of hours, 2-3 hours before you go to bed, so that your body's not processing that food as you sleep. Another one is not looking at screens unless you've got kind of filters or some sort of glasses within a couple of hours of going to sleep. I like using an app called Flux. It helps me with that. Highly recommend checking it out. So there are a few things that you can do. Alcohol, again, another big one. If you have alcohol, you'll notice your scores start to drop. So there's lots of things that you can look at. There are a few big ones though, big ticket items. So sleep is number 1 in part 2 of this session. If you sleep well, I guarantee you, you're more likely to be positive. So the second one in this part is exercise. And as you can see, these things here are basically at the core of human health. A healthy human will do these things well. And I think it's simple as that. If your body's really healthy, you've got the right chemicals going around, your brain's happy, you'll be feeling more positive. So exercise is really important for me. Most people, in fact, there are a lot of people who exercise a lot, but there are also a lot of people who don't exercise at all, or exercise very infrequently and always have these excuses for why they can't exercise. But even if you can exercise 10 minutes a day, or you block out 5 minutes every hour to go for a walk, do some push-ups, everything will change. Okay? And for me personally, I like exercising or stretching every single day. It changes the whole game once you exercise. You'll feel better. You'll have those endorphins pumping, everything. It just is it positively affects almost everything else in your life if you exercise every day. So if you're looking to be more positive, exercise is really, really important. Please make sure to at least do a bit of exercise every day. So that's what I do. 3, I'm going to call this failure equals learning. What does that mean? Most people, when they fail or something doesn't go as planned, they get upset. They think, oh, I'm a failure, I didn't do that well, damn, and they get sad. I would highly recommend never doing this again. I know it's hard, you can get emotional sometimes, but instead, flip this switch in your brain. Okay, instead of thinking I failed, think I just learned. Because every time you fail, you are learning about whatever you're doing. Say, for example, you apply to a job and you don't get through the first round. Okay, well, why was that? Let's try and figure out why that might have happened. You know, did you build a relationship with someone in the organization? Have you sent a high quality application? Did they actually see your application? You can go through and really try and drill down to figure out why this could have been, okay? Then you can set a hypothesis about how you can do this better. And then next time, you try a different approach. And you keep iterating on this until you succeed. If you treat every failure as a learning opportunity, you're going to be way more positive, okay? Because without all that negativity in your life, there's only good things. And this is almost, really, it is being optimistic, okay? But more specifically, for students and grads looking for jobs, failure, treat it as a learning opportunity. You'll be much more positive, and that's what I do. Even back when I was applying for jobs and doing all these things, we're still doing this. Even now, I'm running my business. In my professional life, working, same thing. It applies everywhere. Really, really powerful, but especially when you're looking for jobs. So, give it a crack. You might find you are much more positive. And these last couple are they're for a bit of fun, but I thought I'd include them anyway. So, number 4 is basically good music. So, why have I put good music on here? Well, good music really can affect your emotional state. If you wake up and you're feeling okay, and you chuck on a really upbeat, positive playlist, you'll probably feel a lot better. And for me, I have found a few playlists that really help me with each of the things I do each day. So when I work out, I've got a playlist for that boosts me up. When I'm working on tasks that are quite, say, monotonous, and I can do with, great, happy, upbeat music in the background, I've got a playlist for that. When I've got things that I have to do that require a lot of logical thinking, I've got a playlist for that. And I've handpicked these playlists, and each of these has their own purpose. If you can find a good playlist, go on Spotify, find a good playlist. One I'm really liking at the moment, it's called Dopamine. Highly recommend that. It might not be called that when you watch this or listen to this, but I would highly, highly recommend finding some good playlists to help you boost your mood. This can change everything. A playlist you listen to in the morning, when you're doing work, when you're on the bus, whatever it is, it'll change everything. And lastly, treat yourself every day. And my little treat is good coffee. And it may not be your treat, but for me, good coffee is my little treat that kickstarts my day every single day. And I love coffee. I absolutely love it. I've grown this ridiculously massive passion for coffee and different types of coffee. I love testing coffee. I love going to cafes. That's just my thing. And every time I wake up in the morning, I get my coffee beans, I grind them up, I put them in the espresso machine, I make an awesome coffee, and it really kicks off my day really well. If you're looking to be positive, find something that makes you feel really good every day. A little treat. Ideally, it's a healthy treat, something that also helps you perform in other areas. But find a little treat for yourself that can kind of trigger you at the start of each day or the end of each day. Treat yourself, reward yourself for all the hard work that you're putting in, because you need to do that. And it kind of links back to my previous piece of content, which was, being grateful for those small things. And this kind of is being grateful for the small things, because a cup of coffee, it's a few bucks, but for me, that is, it makes my day very special, makes my morning special, it kicks me off right. So if you're looking to be positive, find what that is for you. Is it a cup of tea? Is it a herbal cup of tea? Is it a English breakfast with a dash of milk? Is it a smoothie? Whatever it is for you, find it and try and incorporate more things in your day that make you feel happy. They don't have to be big things. It doesn't have to be purchasing a lot of clothes on the internet for hundreds of dollars. It could just be a coffee. It could just be a walk around the block. It could be a piece of toast that you love. Find something every day to cheer you up and reward you. Mine's coffee. So that's it for today. They're my 5 more things that I do for me to make me feel really positive on top of my initial 5. So that's 10 total if you include the previous video. So getting your sleep right, exercising every day, treating failure as a learning opportunity, good music to really get you in that mood, and treating yourself every day. Have a coffee, something that you really enjoy to boost your mood. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That's how I'm one of the most positive people in pretty much any room. I hope that you can also get some value out of this and you can boost your positivity. So keep well, everyone. Stay positive.